afternoon. Welcome to Rockin' the Chinese with Tyler T. and I am Tyler T. Today I'm standing here in beautiful Park City, Utah to talk to you about the use of Joe. As we learned before, Joe has many uses, but the use of it today that I want to talk to you about is when you use Joe, in this sense what you're doing is you are using it to show consecutive action. So, for example, if I wanted to say, hey, today is hot, go up to somebody, hey, 今天很热, so today is very hot. The response that I could give that another person would be, well then wear less clothing. And it typically follows na or nama, and so you say na, 就穿小衣服, so wear less clothing. And that's basically how you use this type of Joe. What we learned previously, Joe means then. This is just another way to say, well, okay, do this then. And so let's go to the example and I'll give you a little bit clearer indication on how it works. Okay, so let's talk about the use of Joe. Joe, as we've learned previously, means then. But it has many different uses in Chinese. And the way I want to talk about today is where it is used to indicate a consequence from a condition that was previously stated. And it often follows na or nama. So this is the character Joe. And in the examples that I'm going to give you, it indicates a consequence from previous stated condition. So I've shown here this first part, so right here, na or nama. Na meaning then or that, and nama meaning that being the case. So typically what happens is you have some type of statement. You have a statement, someone says something to you, so you have a statement. And then, you want to say, hey, because this happened, you should do this. And when I show you the examples, it'll make much more sense. I just kind of want to give you the bird's eye view here. So you have na jiu, and then there's going to be some type of verb with an object, or maybe it's just a verb. So one example that you could do is, oh, geez, 今天冷死了, so it's freezing today. And then to answer it, you could look at the person and say, 那就多穿点衣服吧. So wear more clothes. If you're cold, put something on. That's basically what you're saying. But let me show you some examples to help solidify what I'm talking about. So I have two examples here. The first is a condition that has been stated. And then the pink color is using na and Joe, using Joe to say, all right, you stated that, so do something about it. So that's what it's talking about. Okay, so in this example, right here, 今天热死了. So, it's so hot today. Okay? So to respond to that, here's the response. 那就, so there's your Joe, 少穿点衣服. So wear less clothing. 那就, so there's the consequence that you're stating from a previous condition. So the 那就 relates back to what's being talked up here. 那就少穿点衣服. Okay, so this next example that I have, 这件衣服很便宜. So this article of clothing is cheap. Okay, so this is the condition right here. This is your condition. And this right here is a consequence from the condition. Okay, so 这件衣服很便宜. So a lot of times someone says, oh, this piece of clothing is cheap, then buy it, so buy it, go ahead. If it's not expensive and you like it, buy it. So, and that's the consequence right here. 那就买吧. So buy it. Buy it. Go for the gusto. Just because you can doesn't mean you should, but go for it. So that's kind of how you use this kind of Joe. And it typically is preceded by the na or nama. So 今天热死了. 那就少穿点衣服. So that's kind of how you do it. So hopefully you've learned another way to use Joe. Joe by itself means then, but in this case it's showing some consecutive action. So it usually follows na or nama, and then Joe, and then something. So if you want your Chinese to become rocking, and you want rocking Chinese, you watch this video, then you need to study a little more. So if I wanted to say that, ni yao rocking Chinese, so if you want rocking Chinese, then you need to study more. Na jiu xue xi duo yi dian, so study a little more, then you'll have rocking Chinese. Hope this has been helpful. Thanks for watching Rocking the Chinese with Tyler T. Talk to you again.
Brought to you by Tom Marsher Productions.